When the empath finally leaves, there is no explosion, no slammed door, no final argument. They leave the same way they loved. Quietly, completely, and with a heart that tried longer than it should have. At first, it doesn't even look like leaving. It looks like silence, like distance, like someone who has run out of ways to explain pain that was never heard. A Stoic would say that suffering becomes wisdom the moment you decide it has taught you enough, and that is what happens to the empath. They realize that staying is now a form of self-harm and leaving is an act of self-respect. The empath leaves when their compassion stops being a bridge and starts being a cage, when the apologies stop meaning anything, when the second chances begin to feel like self-betrayal, when they finally see that they weren't healing a person, they were slowly disappearing. And the moment they see that truth, even faintly, they begin walking away in small steps. Fewer explanations, fewer justifications, fewer attempts to save someone who does not save themselves. Their exit is not revenge, it is clarity. It is the quiet understanding that you cannot pour into someone who pokes holes in every container you give them. The one they leave behind often panics, not because they lost love, but because they lost control. They finally realize the empath was the structure holding their chaos together. But by then, the empath has learned a truth the Stoics repeated for centuries. You cannot anchor your peace in the storms of another person. You cannot fix someone by drowning in them. You cannot build a life on emotional quicksand. So the empath leaves on. Instead of anger, they feel the slow return of themselves. They begin hearing their own thoughts again, trusting their own feelings again, remembering their own worth again. Healing comes not as a rush, but as a gentle unfolding. Simple mornings, quiet dignity, the relief of no longer being at war in their own home. And the world, for the first time in a long time, feels safe. When the empath finally leaves, it isn't abandonment, it's a resurrection. It is the soul choosing life over loyalty, clarity over chaos, and self-respect over the illusion that love requires suffering. And that choice, key it as it is the moment they come back to themselves.